Test. Mr. Mike Test, how are you today? Hope you're doing well. Alright. One last thing, y'all. I'm going to need to fill my spray bottle real quick, and I'll be ready to roll. I guess I need to click this thing first. I'm gonna click this thing first. Alright. What's going on here? I think the camera is just hella zoomed down. Is this all set up? I hear music. I hear voice. Let's get this thing. How about like right there? That looks good. Can I look in my DM? So, also hello Tobias, hello Surveillance Wizard, welcome. Hold on, I'm looking right now. Ho ho ho. What? That's pretty awesome. Let's see. A big hello, Mr. Mako Helios. Welcome. Check out this order. Check out this fantastic array of mechs. Let me switch headsets. All right. These choices, these are good choices. Bushwhacker, Dragon, Scorpion, Zeus, Highlander, and King Crab. They're all fantastic. The only one here that I think you're gonna maybe not necessarily be too happy with, if you're not using the metal bases already, is the King Crab, because it comes with a metal base. The feet are part of the base. So if that's too heavy for you, it could be a weight discrepancy between it and your other models. But I do love the model. I love it a lot. I'm going to do a similar paint job to the one on the website for mine. This is the commander of my 15th Arcturans, Jill Bay, in her custom King Crab. It's got an MRM 20, a tag laser on the front, two LB10X autocannons instead of 20s, and then a turret shoulder turret mounted binary laser, and then leg mounted machine guns underneath. It's gonna be a really fun paint up. I just haven't got around to it. Hello, Go For It Painting. Welcome to the stream. Given that I've been having some success with these daytime streams, I think we're gonna see a shift largely on the Country Fried Minis platform to earlier in the day. It's been much more conducive to our European friends to be able to attend, and I gotta admit, it has really boosted my productivity to start earlier in the day as opposed to evening. The original evening time slot was kind of set up for streaming with TechnoRTN when we were doing the gaming stream. So the 6 p.m. streams will still happen from time to time, but I think we're officially going to switch Wednesday to an all-day paint stream. I think this is the way. So let me know if If you have any thoughts on that, if you're catching this via the algorithm after the fact, let me know in the comments down below if there's a time slot that would work best for you as a Country Fried Minis viewer. I'd like to know. And of course, you can always join up at the Country Fried Minis Discord and discuss it over there. Love metal. Okay, yeah. Yeah, if you want a nice, chunky, heavy base, that king crab is insane. He's so heavy. And look, what a silly lad. I don't think I'd accept the king crab as a silly lad. This is a fantastic war queen even. The chassis is so large, I think I'd have to refer to her as a she, like a battleship. Yeah, it's fantastic. Oh my goodness. Holy moly. So thick.
Tobias Fonstellian donated $18.76 super chat. Metal Supremacy.
Wow, my God, my guy, that's so very generous. Thank you so much, Tobias. I promise that I will take those funds and put them directly into bills. And I agree wholeheartedly. Metal Supremacy. Give me those silly metal mechs. Well, not even just mechs. I have all kinds of funky stuff like this Dungeon Crawl Classics Raging Owlbear, which I am intent to work on at some point. I have a dragon up there somewhere too, a Reaper Legends Hill Dragon metal kit. So we'll get into it. Thank you so much. All right, so today we need to continue filming. Let's do a recap of where we stand. Yesterday's paint sessions went late into the night, so I'm running on maybe not enough sleep, but they're looking pretty good. I did screw up a little bit in the overall tone on these models. They're supposed to be more of like a robin's egg blue, so they didn't really come out that way, which is unfortunate, but it's fine. It's close enough, and I am happy with the color myself, even though it's not perfect. I think the agenda today, we're going to hit a slight dry brush over the legs with a nice light green tone to add some highlights there. Maybe concentrate it towards like the upper portions of the knees. We're going to find some spots for some decals, for some number decals on these, though I'm a little worried that the Zeus just won't really be able to take a decal anywhere. We might could go for one on the leg, and the Hollander is kind of the same situation. So we may skip number decals and instead just go for the freehand Crater Cobra. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a Crater Cobra symbol somewhere on each mech where it's appropriate, and then we're going to put I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do, if we're doing a Crater Cobra symbol or a banner yet, but these folks do have pilot names, so if we do the banners, we'll put the names down below. Let me get this off of top messages real quick. Yes, as you should, yes. So we're going to dig in today, but we need to look at the reference really quick. And a reminder that I am playing a game tonight, probably around 5 or 6 p.m. So we're going to try to blast through this in the usual 3-hour window and have these wrapped up by 3 p.m. Country Fried Mini says, any plans on painting the sister Effer 9000? I might steal your method if you go for the Canon scheme. Yeah, you know, I do have the model up here somewhere. Yeah, I want to do a twofer. I do have the Madcap Pride and the Kerensky's Orion, and of course they come with the fabulous little like 20mm scale model inside. Yeah, I will get to those at some point soon. I can't say exactly when because our production schedule is just like so screwed up here, but yes, we'll be working on it at some point. Okay, Zeus decal on the dong. I think if I had the micro sol and micro set, I could probably push a decal onto the shoulder. I might just have to freehand numbers on these, honestly. And that's probably what we're gonna do. So let's dig into the Crater Cobras information first. Crater Cobras camo specs, and let's see what it says about. It looks like a golden cobra poised to strike with eyes made of the Cameron stars located on the right torso. So right torsos are going to get the symbol, and it doesn't look like there's any specific logic to the numbers. So I think we'll just try to put a number wherever we can fit one. Yeah, let's do it. But what we do need to do is look up the Crater Cobra symbol and familiarize ourselves with it. So, let's do a test. Let's do a test paint up of it and kind of walk through the process here. And I'm going to try to do it fast so we don't lose too much time today. Let me find one of these that's a nice background to work on. All right, so to start out with any decal, I'm just going to blast through this in like a larger scale, which will kind of be the same process that I'm going to do on the minis. Just when you're working on the miniature scale freehand, you want to break the shapes down to really simplistic versions of themselves. But as always, let's start with a black background. I'm just going to use my dry palette here for this. Put a little water in there to thin that out just a bit because this golden paint is really thick. Get this going. My paintbrush is really stiff, so let's clean it as well. It's a funky insignia, right? I like that it looks like a number 2. I think at the scales we're talking about, we're basically going to completely ignore the Star League Cameron star. It works in larger scale, but the scale we'll be painting these mechs, it's completely useless to even try. I think it's just going to read as a blob. We maybe could make it like a silver colored dot on the eye and have it work, but what we'll do is we'll take some black, and as with any free-handed effort, we'll start. Let's try to get that on camera there. Back here, boys. Chill for a moment. All right, so we want to start with a black background that's roughly the shape that we're going for, and we'll just keep it smaller than you needed it first, and then we're gonna expand it. Gonna expand it out. So our details here, we've got a big coil that swoops like this, so we'll create the black silhouette for it there, and then behind it we've got a coil that comes up like this, just breaking our shapes down. We've got a tail that sticks up out of the back, kind of like there-ish, and we want these black silhouettes bigger than our symbol, of course. And then our body gets kind of close to the tail, and it's gonna go kind of high and then swoop down, and then it looks like the hood of the Cobra sticks out just about as far as the side. So let's push that hood out. Let's get the tip of the face, and then so we've got our Cobra shape there, and now we'll get a swoop coming down. Now, given that we've done this, it looks like we need to maybe extend this a little bit. And again, the idea here with the black background is we want all this bigger than the details we're going for. All right, give that just a second while we ponder a color. It is a very orangey orange color. I almost think it's a flesh tone. It's not quite a flesh tone. I think we can get away with Tau Light Ochre for this, honestly. I think that'll be a good stand-in for it. So let's do that first. We'll take the little bit of our Tau Light Ochre, and this is an air color. So in this application, I'm not going to worry about thinning it at all. Let's just dig some out, set it on our palette. And I think we're going to have the same kind of approach that we would on the smaller scale, just with a bigger brush. And we're going to start in with some Tau Light Ochre, and we'll fill the details. It doesn't need to be perfect. Remember, as always, we're just selling the idea of these shapes. So let's just start filling it in. And now the body comes down. It's got a swoop here, so we want to leave a gap in between. And I know that I'm rushing this, so the colors are mixing, but it's fine. We'll just use that as some shading, I suppose. So we will block in this corner, this section right here first. This comes down and has a swoop, so we can come over a little further like that. And again, we're trying to emulate the shapes that we see. You have a little black line and then a section of cobra body there. And now you're going to have a belly that swoops down and 2 bits of coils. So let's put in those coils first, like that. And then this coil on the back will have the symbol as well. Now, as far as the body, it's got a nice division between this color and a yellow belly. So we don't have to worry too much about bringing this too far to the left, because the yellow is going to go right over top of it. We just want to get the idea of a snake down. All right, the big head with the flared tops. I don't think we can worry too much about the little fine black lines on the top. We just want to get some color down. And I know this is really rough. This is really rudimentary. We're just breaking down the process, if you will, here. Put in some more of this color. I think the Tau Light Ochre is going to do it very well. It's not quite right. It's not quite orange enough, but it's a close approximation, and I'm good at that. I mean, it's a test print. It doesn't have to be 100%. It just has to give you a method to complete the actual piece. Yeah, exactly. We're just breaking down what's going to go into the process, because we're going to do the same thing only on a much smaller scale. So we need to have this process kind of figured out. That is a hair in my paint. All right, let's add a little bit of water to that yellow. I maybe put too much, but it's fine. I don't really care. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just enough to get some down. All right, we're gonna start filling in some yellow. Just want to get that, the yellow kind of comes up around the head, and now we can leave a little bit of a black gap there. I think we can probably still manage that on the smaller scale. And like, you know, if you're doing this for a full piece, you could refine this further. But I think this is our process is going to be setting up basically a black number 2, filling in the coils, and then we'll put the belly over top, because I think the yellow will play well with the ochre. And in fact, I think when we're doing this in the miniature scale, we can even just paint the whole neck section in this ochre and get away with that. I do need to thin out the tail, I think. But like, that's perfunctory and will look fine for our purposes. And then I think we can maybe get away with an actual metallic dot for the star. So what color would we use for that? More duraluminum maybe? I think it'd be duraluminum again. Just match the same metallic in an effort to limit the pool of colors. In this case, it goes right here. I think the way to do it on the Mini would be to do a black dot first, and then a silver dot over top. But that's a really rudimentary interpretation, and that's really all freehanding is. Like, I know the colors aren't, they're all blended together here, but like, this level of acuity is perfectly fine and acceptable, especially once you start putting it on the models. I do need to improve my reference just a little bit here, because I'm going to be filming this as I have with the rest. So in doing so, I won't be able to keep my reference material open the whole time. Let's add in that little detail right here. I don't know if we'll actually be able to do that. Maybe the one on the Zeus. Woof. Oh, this can't stand, Tobias. This can't stand. Let me adjust your biscuit coins. Your name is I don't know how to do that. Oh, I'm gonna try. I think I just hold down the button on the keypad and it should come up. Yeah, it sure did. Let's give you like, I don't know, that much. Hopefully that'll go through. It should. No. I guess Streamlabs has already forgotten that you're here. Absolutely ridiculous. What? I don't understand. Streamlabs is so like fickle. Okay, so we've got our boy here. We've got our reference material card ready. And we will switch. Here, let me try it again now that you've added in the chat. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. See if that works. I think so. Streamlabs just like, it forgets very quickly that people aren't there. There we go. It worked. I think the way it works is it's like listening to chat in 5-minute chunks. And like, if your chat message came on the back end of a chunk, then you could very well have Streamlabs basically forget you were there in just a few seconds. But the current rate of participatory biscuit coins, you get 25 biscuit coins for every 5 minutes spent in chat where you've had active engagement. Which is like, it's so low compared to the amounts of coins that are out there now. I find it kind of funny. All right, so digging into our freehanding work, we're gonna go back to filming. I have unloaded all the footage from yesterday and freed up space on my card. We would have finished yesterday. I was in a workflow state, but the SD card filling up meant I could not continue. It took like an hour. It took about an hour to get all the footage off. Did I put the card back in this thing? Hold on, it's trying to save to my internal storage instead of to the SD card. How do I adjust that? Why is that? Why can't I change this? Okay. This is not working. Give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna reseat my SD card. It's like it's not recognizing it's there. I just need to walk across the room. I have a little tool to pop out the SD tray. There we go. So it appears that you can't change the storage through the settings, but if you pop out the SD card and put it back in, it says SD card inserted. Would you like to switch the SD card storage? Stupid. Country fried procrastination? No, it's not procrastination. Not procrastination at all. My storage was not going to the SD card, which means everything came to a grinding halt because I can't get the footage. All right, so I don't really want to use the carbon black from Golden for this, so we want Vallejo, and we're gonna do the same thing that we've been doing so far. So let's prep Onilab for some more filming. This video is gonna feature lots of Onilab, some Onilab bloopers, as well as some really fun segments as well. Yeah. Make sure to hit the camera. All right, so here we go. Let's set up for filming. And focus, please. Get rid of this. That little Pokemon sticker is destroying my camera's ability to focus. Alright, so we're going to show black to the camera. We're going to jam it in OniLab. We'll pull out our palette. We're going to put a little bit out. There we go. Going to take a drop of water and we're going to add that drop right in there and give it a stir. That water like took off. I don't know why it ran so far. All right, so to start, we're gonna use not the one, but I need a really small brush. Thought I had a 20-0 liner out already. I do. So we'll show the 20-0 liner to the camera. Let's aim this camera where y'all can actually see what the hell's going on. Where's that loose at? Why is this like so weirdly angled? Waiting to the last minute to start a project is 68% control. Oh yeah, absolutely. I fully got through school that way. We're gonna show this shitty card to the camera, and then we're gonna dig in on who's gonna be the best example of this. I think maybe we're gonna show it on the chest of this charger, and it's gonna be his right torso. So we're gonna get our 20-0 liner and we're gonna dig in. I should maybe zoom the camera in way in so y'all can see this. Go 65%, 65 degree, and let's just get it all the way in. All right. Okay. All right, we got the camera set up. I've got it on both cameras, and I'm gonna try to get this thing going. So what we want to do, again, we're gonna make our like 2 shape. Nice little 2 shape. It's kind of a fat bottom base of it. It's a little wider to the sides. Where did I put my reference card? There it is. Let's put that reference card where we can see it. Man, hitting it big. Slink, you have crazy luck on these gamble efforts. All right, so get that neck kind of widened out and swooped over. The hood kind of sticks all the way out to the side. So there's the head. And then we're gonna try to put a little streak for the tail. Just like that, that works. And then we'll widen the body a little bit more. And I think that works. Got a nice little silhouette of a cobra coiled up in striking position right there on the chest, and we can work with that. It's a little low in the position, which is fine. We're just gonna roll with it. All right. So next, I need to hydrate this palette a little bit. I'm gonna do that off camera here. I forgot to do that. I had to fill this boy up to do all this. Okay, so we want to show to the camera. I'm going to show to the camera our towel light ochre. We're going to dig out our palette. I want a popcat. I want a popcat, but my hands are busy. I'm gonna put some towel light ochre out. And then let's get this back in position. You need this. Oh wait, you got it. Never mind. It's there. I see it. It's gonna come through.
Well, you want to woo woo?
Well, you want to woo woo? It's that woo woo.
Some neighbors are saying way too loud.
Way
That's only
too
in the
loud.
moment. You're supposed to be up cooking breakfast or somebody, and so that's like an alarm clock. Woo woo!
It's awful. So inconsiderate. All right, so we're gonna take our towel light ochre. We're gonna make sure the excess is removed. That's what all these little streaks on my finger have become. And we're gonna do that same thing, same process. So very carefully, and I believe in all y'all. I know you can do this. You just gotta develop your brush control and make very small marks. All right, so we got the two halves of the coil. Little tiny dot for the tail. And then we'll come down on the other side and do little shapes. And then we're gonna come back in. I hope I'm still in frame for y'all. I'm trying to be cognizant of that. But if that suffers a bit here during the filming, I'll compensate for it here in a bit. All right, let's come across the top of the head and the inside of the hood. And then we'll try to put some more hood to the side and leave the line, but I think I blurred the detail. It's fine. Doesn't need to be perfect. All right, I think that's our ochre details on there. Looking good. Looking nice and bright. We're gonna show to the camera our phalanx yellow. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna get a little bit of phalanx yellow out of this tub and set it here. But we also need to thin this a little bit. And I can't use a full drop of water here, so I'll take my pipette and I'm gonna put a little bit of water on my brush and shake it clean. And that way I just have a nice wet brush and I can rub that little bit of water in there. And I'm trying to do so without polluting it with any black. Okay, same deal. We're gonna take our new yellow. Get this guy in frame so you can see it and so the camera can see it. And we'll make the angle it so we can get purchase on what we're doing. Focus, breathe, and pull a yellow line right there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Again, perfection is not important here. You just want to sell the idea to your viewer. All right, that looks pretty good. And now I think we should maybe do a gray dot instead of an actual silver dot. So we're going to show to the camera another paint. I'm going to use this medium sea gray. And we're going to put a little bit on our palette. I'm not worried about thinning it at all because I'm just going to do a dot. Get this guy back in frame. Put the camera on it. And try to put a minuscule little gray dot right there. I don't even think anyone will be able to register what that is, to be honest. I think it's a waste. Yeah, you can't tell at all. But it's there. It is absolutely there. So, next in the process, I think what we'll do, we need to think about where it's going on our mauler. Like, realistically, it needs to go here to go with the insignia protocols here. But I mean, it would be an absolute waste to not put it there, right? Let it ride, indeed. Snake looking good, thank you. All right, yeah, we're just gonna do it here. We're just going for it. It's supposed to be on the torso. It has to be on the torso. It has to be on the torso. It has to be on the torso. Because whatever I do on the charger, I have to do the similar thing on the mauler. And I think because I've already put it on the chest on the... fuck it. It doesn't have to be anything. We're gonna do it here because I wanna. Standards be damned. I wanna get the bigger snake on it. Get that cobra shaped head. Have that neck coming down. Just come kind of far out to either side. Yeah. Get that tail on there. Perfect. Eat the paint off the tip of the brush, of course. How else would you do it? This time around we can actually try to do the little separation of the black line right here. That needs to dry actually. Let's flip to the other side and do a second one over there. Because why not? Why wouldn't we? Block in the rough shape. Try to get that, you know, that black silhouette bigger than what we're actually doing. I think it needs to be a little wider at the base. There we go. Reset this real quick. Yeah, I thought things weren't coming through. They sure weren't. I think the black and orange perfectly fine, but there's anywhere flat on the chest. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I had a sneaking suspicion that the chat had stopped. YouTube on this phone seems to like not be pushing chat messages to me, and I just have to reset the stream every now and then where I'm watching it. All right, so this kind of loops around here. Orange coming down the back. We'll build it out some. I love that doing this at this scale really reinforces that we're just selling the idea. We're not worried about perfection. And I think the tum-tum here, the bottom of the coil, is not bad enough at the bottom. So let's fix that really quick. I'm trying to keep this in frame for y'all. The next one, when we work on the Zeus, I'll just do it on this camera and not worry about filming it. All right, so front coil is kind of a wedge shape coming down like that. And then the back coil is just a little hint of a piece and a little strip for the tail. And we're leaving black in between all those little sections, and it really helps to make it pop, even though they're like a little exaggerated. The coils on the side are just same thing, like a little wedge, and then a hint of the color. And then let's saturate this up a little bit more here. Try to be real still for y'all. There we go. And now we'll take our phalanx yellow and start tracing in that belly right here. Now we don't want a black line between these two colors, so we'll put them together. And we want a bit of a curve to it, so we'll slowly build that up. There we go. That looks good. In fact, that looks good enough. I'm not going to mess with it. Now we're going to take our medium sea gray. We're going to put a dot right there for that eye. And at this scale, I think we could maybe get the little tiny black dot in the center of the dot. So let's try to do that very minuscule dot. Now, something that's a little weak about this piece right now is that there's some black outline that's not showing up. So we're going to try to bring that back right here and to the out. Jesus. To the outside of the snake here. I apologize for the throat clearing noises. There was no one there, Nate. There was no one there in actuality. Man, I wish this chat would work. Live, damn it. Yes. No. Not allowed to live. All considerations must be made for chat participants. All right. I think we need to tighten up the separation right here, the black line. They're a little wide. So let's push color a little closer. And I think with that looks just about like a Crater Cobra symbol to me. I want a little more black right here on the front. The black forms this really nice border between the symbol and the mech. And there we go. I think that looks like a Crater Cobra symbol to me. Close enough, at least. So with that, we're going to stop the filming here and move the tripod out of the way. And when I move the tripod, I can get a little more dug in and closer to the work. Come on, you piece of garbage. All right. I don't have to look around the work or look around the tripod, you know. I want a pop cat too, though. Okay, so criticism here. The body is a little thin on this one side, and in fact, I'm going to take a second to beef it up. It needs a little more, and we'll try to get the other side a little better. All right, that's one. That's one Crater Cobra symbol. Looks like a Crater Cobra to me, right? Boom. It's there. It's good enough. We want one on the other side here. I already have my black outline. I'm going to start doing the same thing. We'll start with the wedge for the bottom coil. Bring it real close to the body. Do this coil from behind. The little tail. We'll come in with the back coils over here. So little wedge, coil piece, and we're gonna do our swoop de whoop right here, coming up the back. We want to leave a little bit of a gap here so I don't have to fill it back in again. So we're gonna paint the hood like so. Everything I know about freehanding, I learned from B1B Flyer on the Camo Specs freehanding video. Really great video, really informative. Unfortunately, B1B Flyer stuff, it's really dry. It's not particularly entertaining. It is pure information. It is not any thought given over to the entertainment factor. Now, I got a little too much yellow on the neck there. So we're going to go back in with our Towelite Ochre and clean it up some right there. There we go. Now while we have this color out, we can go in and try to boost some vibrancy in a few spots. There we go, there we go. There and there. The tail is basically illegible. So we're going to repaint the little black line. And we're going to try to get some Towelite Ochre into it. And y'all may notice I am licking the brush a lot here. It's an unfortunate side effect of my method. All right, Crater Cobra symbol, nice and crisp. Let's take a little medium sea gray and put the star dot there. In hindsight, I should have done this with the charger too, but that's fine. Not too worried about it. Okay, we're an hour in and we're halfway done with the Crater Cobra symbols. I think what we need to do here for the Zeus, though, the Zeus is going to need a sturdier brush. It's maybe a little shorter tipped. Make sure to hit your headphones into the camera. It's a really important step, you know. Let's go with this Zero. This Nice Pro Zero. Got a more robust tip. It's a little frayed at the moment, so I'm dubious that we can do the detail work with it, but it's fine because what we want to do right now is smash the black into this shoulder here. We just want to put it right over top of all that MacGuffins. A decal would never work here, and this is a case in point where and when freehanding is absolutely superior. Like, maybe you could get away with a dang if you had microsol and set here, but I don't really think so. Let's get that tail in there too. All right, we got our symbol right over top of it. We can go back to our 20 liner. Same deal. Well, I say same deal. This maybe needs to dry a bit. In the meantime, we'll start working on our hussar. Oh wait, it's not a hussar, it's a Hollander. And I think our symbol is going to go on the center right here. So we'll do that. This will be another small one, like the Charger. Let's get that tail in there. Let's boost up the body size. When you're dealing with them this small, you're into the territory of like breaking things down to shapes. All right, so back over here, let's do the same process. Let's take our wedge for the bottom coil and spread that out. The back coil, just the same process we worked out earlier. Nothing different. That, the tail tip, the front end wedge right here, the back coil, working up the back of the neck, coming across the hood, leaving the little black gap. The other side of the hood and the head. Now, because this one is like weirdly textured and runs over all these ridges, we want to be especially careful to make it really vibrant and solid color and ensure that it goes as close to the edges of the black as we can manage reasonably. So just take your time, use the tip of your brush, have nice thin paint here. There we go. That looks good. We need a little more black definition between these two segments, so let's correct this. There we go. I'm going to grab our yellow. Same deal. Give that swoop-de-whoop. Am I still in frame for y'all? Yeah. Swoop-de-whoop it right up. Really make sure to pack that yellow in there. Push it over. Now, see, I've got a little bit of a gap between the ochre and the yellow. So we're going to start by taking our yellow to blur that line all the way down. And then we're going to fill, well, a little more yellow there. That makes more sense. And we're going to take our ochre and really bring it back out. Create the definition without the line. And that's a Crater Cobra symbol on a damn textured surface. It's really gonna make me watch an ad. Oh, the ads are cancer, y'all. I can't even skip these ads. Are you fucking kidding me? Disgusting. I really want to turn ads back off on the channel. I really want to turn ads back off again. But it is really bad for it's really bad for video performance if you disable ads. YouTube is not actually a platform for you to get your content out there. It's a platform for them to get their ads out there. Pure and simple. All right. Our Zeus is a Crater Cobra now. Maybe put the little dot in the middle of the eye there. Cool. That looks good. It's a little off center. I probably should have raised it up about 20%, but I don't really care. It's there. And I think that's what matters most to me, is just having it there as opposed to not having it there. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing over here. The coil to the back, the tail. Coil, front and back. And we'll do coil over here. Bam and bam. Having a lot of notifications and I'm not in a position to check them. So if you have shares, I'll have to get to them in a moment. All right, let's work in the head. Yep, that looks good to me. We can boost the vibrancy on the body a little bit right here. And now we're going to grab our yellow again, remove the excess, remove the excess, and push it up that torso. Boost the vibrancy with the second coat. There we go. And I mean, that looks like a Crater Cobra to me. I think we need a little bit more black at the bottom here, so we're going to rotate this so it's a little easier to hit the angle. And we're going to push it across the bottom. A little more black in there too. And I think that's a Crater Cobra symbol right on the middle of his chest. Boom. It's Future World Cable. I don't actually get that reference. I know who Cable is. It is a Babink. It is a Babink. I had a sneaking suspicion that part of the notifications was a Babink, and I wonder if y'all are hearing it over there. If you're hearing it over there, I can't actually hear it.
The cream, yeah. The
Okay,
cream of the crop.
so
and there is no one that does it better.
I do want to boost our green. I really want to boost our green, and I think I can maybe get away with it with this War Boss green. So what we're gonna do now is close this. Come at about halfway, I think. Let's see, we're an hour in. I think we're still making decent time. Yeah, let's boost the green first, and then we'll do the sponge chipping. I was going to put numbers on these lads, but I don't think they need them. I think I'm going to skip the numbers on them. Yeah, this one, I'm really going to struggle to get a number on that. The mauler, like, you'd want to put the number on one of these sides. I think it'd work if you did that. And then this guy, you want it here. I kind of want to put something here, to be honest, on this guy. I don't know what to do, though. I could always just paint a dong on it. That's a go-to. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with this like nice desaturated green. Let me do a little test streak of it. I'll just do a tiny little test streak and see how it looks if I were to put some on there. Yeah, it's gonna look great. It's exactly what I thought it was gonna do. All right, so getting the camera back out, putting the phone on it, screwing it down. Boom, bam, bing, bong, bing, bong. Camera, Pro Video, hit go. We're gonna show our Warboss screen, which won't focus for some reason. There we go. We're going to pop this open. We're going to pull out our palette. Put a whole bunch of it down. And then we need to find that brush we had yesterday. I think it's this one. All right, we're going to show this to the camera. We're going to get our paper towel ready. We're going to get some green. We're going to really saturate it in the brush. Smush it out. I should be using a texture palette instead of this, but whatever. And we're going to very carefully hit the edges of our green. Boom. And then down here. Pow, boom, bam, bang. That's it, just a little bit of green highlighting. Just a little bit. Hardly any at all. Plenty there. Let's get this lad next. Bringing it back with the time attack. It's a time attack. I'm just going to highlight the green. I just want those sharp polygonal edges to have a little bit of generic green on them. Bring it back. We're bringing it back with the time attack, y'all. Just a little bit here and there. Not much. Let's do that. Let's hit the mauler next. We want to be really careful here to not go nuts with this and hit any of the blue. Naturally. I assume most of y'all out there aren't strangers to dry brushing. A little bit of chutzpah on there. Gonna hit a little down here. A little up there. Plenty. It's very subtle. Now, most of it is dried up and lifted off the pot, or off the pallet, so we're gonna dig some out of the top of the pot here. And really work it into the bristles. And then remove most of it. Same deal on our charger. Bam, right across the top. It has come to my attention that there are some steps that can be taken to reduce the dustiness of this of the appearance of this. Thank you to a kind subscriber in voice chat. You know who you are. All right, so from here, trying to think what's priority next. I think we're going to break into sponge chipping. So we need black. We need... Nope, that's the wrong color. I'm going to have to stand up and find it. We need black and hull red, and then we want a nice dark brown. There we go. Well, actually, we'll just use this black brown instead of the black. Okay, so we also need a piece of sponge. Let's get a piece of sponge from up here. Ba, 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 na, ba, na. How y'all feel about YouTube feeding you unskippable ads as part of the ads? I think it's fucking despicable. And if they're gonna put that on you, they should pay me more. A lot more per ad. That's crazy. I have to keep refreshing my little chat window over here. Every time I refresh it, the first ad they feed me is unskippable. It's distressing. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go for German camo black, brown, and hull red. And we're going to get out Oni Lab. We're going to stick both of them in there at the same time. Get a little bit of a twofer action going on. And we're even going to try to put them together butt first. See if we can make it happen. There we go. Somebody says I just pay. Yeah, that's fair. I just use ad blocker on the computer, but watching things here on the phone, I don't have that luxury. Alright, so we're going to put a nice little puddle of German camo black brown, an equal part of hull red, which is all in the bottom and not in the tip. There we go. Equal parts of both. Now we'll take a nice big fat brush and mix it together. And we want a surplus of this stuff because we really don't want it drying out while we're working. And these two colors together work really well. It's like a partially oxidized steel tone. That's way too much. I made way too much of this stuff, but that's fine. We want that like somewhere between the German primer from World War II and just straight up steel color. brush is disgustingly filthy. All right, nice and clean. Okay, so now we'll take our we'll take a piece of foam and we're gonna just start plucking it a little bit because I don't want any of those sharp edges to remain. None of the 90-degree corners. It's really important to remove those. If you don't pluck these off, you'll end up with potential like straight lines in your chipping work. So it's you know, a potential issue. Get rid of all that foam. Now we have our nice little like semi-irregular piece of foam. And we're gonna treat it just like with a dry brush. Now I know y'all have seen me do this a dozen times, but I really just gotta hammer home that this is such a great way to boost the quality of your paint jobs and keep the details in scale. And then we'll do a little test here. And you can see it's kind of heavy to one side, but that's fine. You're gonna have this broken up pattern. And we're just gonna take our gorgeous model and think to ourselves, do I really want to do this and mess it up? And then you're like, yes, and just go for it. And just start jabbing it in a, you know, a somewhat kind of controlled fashion. You're not just hitting it at random. And because you've taken the time to remove most of this paint from the sponge, it's going to be like a dry brush. Remember always, less is more. And you can always put more on. You can't remove what you've put on. And we're going to go for like a lightly chipped look, I think, this time around. Not too super heavy. And we do want to try to get some on our symbols that we've painted. It is worth doing. If anything, I think the symbols look better with a little bit of wear and tear. If we had decals, if we had done number decals, we would we'd be chipping right over top of them right now. And you get this nice chipped, weathered look. Now you could go back in later and actually do a little bit of brush work and find the big areas of chipped detail, and add some silver in there too, and that looks really good when you do that. But in this case, we're running out of time. I basically have till 3 p.m. is what I'm looking at here to have these guys completely done. Because I still need to do some sprucing up in my apartment to be ready for company. I am a bachelor living in a small apartment. It is fucking messy in here most of the time. Not filthy, but not really okay for company. You know what I mean? Alright, so let's go in on our mauler and just start going to town. And we're just going to hit it from all kinds of angles and mush that sponge down on it with near reckless abandon. I think it actually could stand to be loaded a little more. I want to get some over that Crater Cobra. And this Mauler has like some detail here that looks really messed up. So we're actually going to take a brush and add some streaks. I think I had a layer slip during the work. During the printing, I mean. So I want to get some really intense edge effect here. Or just take a brush and add it on. Just brazenly right across that symbol. And I mean, that adds so much to it. And then we still have the nice symbol on the other side. Bachelor applies, you're attempting to change your relationship status. I think you're more of a monk. Yeah, I think that's fair. Does bachelor carry that implication? That's interesting. That use of language would just assume. Yeah, I think you're right there. Interesting. I never thought of it that way. Also, I like the idea of me being a mini painting monk. I live in my cloister, and I paint models. All right. Mauler looking nice and chipped up. We got a little bit of detail there. We kept the symbol intact. The fronts of those look nice and worn. The little bits of rusty metal are very muted. Also, thanks to y'all. Big thanks to folks in chat for showing up. I always worry, or I have historically worried in the past, because you know that's what historically means, about overdoing these streams, assuming that it would be taxing on the community. Of course, I have no expectation of folks showing up, but you know, I've been feeling pretty productive, and honestly, these extra streams have been really good for boosting the amount of work coming out. I might stick to it. Now, Thursdays, it's weird. I'm not supposed to work on Thursdays. They're supposed to be my de facto day off. I have to have these done. And I didn't finish them yesterday. But yeah, I think y'all can maybe expect more streams. I've been really happy with the noon time slot as well, surprisingly. I'm very happy to get some streams that are a little more conducive to our friends on the East Coast and further. So that's been good. And again, like I said earlier, if you're catching this via the algorithm and you didn't catch it live, and you like what you see, let me know in the comments down below what kind of time slot would work well for you. Even if it's just one person out there, I'm more than willing to set up a painting stream to accommodate your schedule. Just let me know. This is all I do. This is my life. Country Fried Minis. And of course, that does lead me to the point that this is all made possible by viewers like you. If you want to show support for the channel, consider joining up on Patreon, which is I get the biggest cut of that, or signing up as a member here on YouTube. You get access to a badge next to your name, biscuit-based emojis, and priority consideration for community streamed events such as the Tabletop Tuesday. That's as little as $1 a month. And of course, if you're feeling generous in a single moment, you can always go the Super Chat route, though I do stress that Super Chats are best applied during the Tabletop Tuesday event, where they can really sway the game. Anyhow, that's enough shilling for your monies. I think we've got a nice chipping effect done on these lads. There are a few lasers we need to handle now. And I'm not going to worry about filming them, actually. I think I may be almost completely done with the filming section. I think I'm going to get more CGL minis this weekend. Fuck yes. Also, to fix chat without refreshing the whole stream, just switch from all to top chat and back, and it'll fix it. Yeah, if I just make a point to do that, I think it does appear to be like caught up this time. I do see all the gambles and the latest messages. Okay, so what we want to do now is paint in our lasers, and I use let's do have a little spotter brush. Make sure to hit the camera arm with your headphones. That's really important to the process, you know. I do have this 3.0 round. Let's loosen it up a little bit with the acetone. It's got some red in it, maybe? Oh, it's got some chunky shit in it. I don't know what I painted with it. It is a reddish color. It looks like there's some metallic in there too. Alright, let's dump that acetone right out on the trash and splatter it all over my leg. Alright. Let's go with our Calidor Sky, which you know, I'm running low on, but I don't think I'm going to re-up with this color, because I think it's the same just about as our Magic Blue. So I think I'm maybe done with GW Blues. There's a few irreplaceable colors. Ishtabi Bone, Baylor Brown. I like their Phalanx Yellow. Warboss Green. Howlite Ochre, I can't do without. Alright, so we need some blue lasers. The only blue lasers I'm going to have are here on the Mauler. So, because this is a recessed gun arm, we're just going to fill that area with blue and really rub it in there. And then I'm going to put a PPC style blast hole, which is just like a white. Make sure to not get any on the outside. This all be contained within. Okay. And then next, the Zeus has a large laser on its left torso, which we actually need to paint black first. So I'm going to paint it black. And then we're going to do a blue streak in the bottom. This laser's so small it's not even going to register as a damn laser. Sad. While we're at it, let's fill in this autocannon with black. The missiles, I think, are blackened enough from the wash, but this did not blacken enough. So let's black that out. Alright, so we got our blue streak here. And we want to take a little bit of white. There is no irreplaceable GW product, because fuck them. Nuln Oil is pretty distinct. Agrex Earthshade, I think you can do with a different one, but Nuln Oil specifically, I have yet to find a replacement. I can live without most of the contrast colors, with exception of Imperial Fist. So there are a few. where they will continue to get my money, unfortunately. But I do try to not GW as much as possible. I want the Firelance Zeus Stalker Longbow Trebuchet. I think I'll grab the pack with the Marauder too as well. Yeah, I do like that pack quite a bit. Nate says bonking camera makes it feel like we're all crammed together over the same tiny table, painting together, bumping hands. Yes. Though that's intentional. We're playing, it's like playing footsie, but we're playing handsy. Wait. Alright, let's try to get a little bit of a light colored blue in the center here. And I want to try to limit it to the tip of this paintbrush. Just want it straight in there. I need like a big glob to get it to actually register. It's just not painting. Just not coming off the tip of the brush. I need a spotter. And I don't have any spotter brushes. How about you? Let's try this one. Got a bit of a frayed tip. It might do the job. I don't understand why that's not applying any paint. Please apply some paint. Please take some paint. What the hell? Let's just put a big old fucking blob of white in there first. There you go, you asshole. Argue with that now. Alright, we'll let that white dry. And then we'll put a blue tint over top of it. Pretty sure there's an AK grime wash that'll work to replace Nuln Oil. Is it acrylic? Because if it's not acrylic, it's not a replacement. Hades, not hams? I don't know. Oh, Hades. And it's Catholicism free? GW a Catholic company? So it is, that's news to me. If they have a public religious stance, then I don't want to shop from them. I think it's really irresponsible of companies to have political Nuln Oil in. Jesus name. Oh, what? Oh, you need Nuln Oil now. I need a Nuln Oil product. What color would it be? Like a dark black grime with a hint of flesh wash to it. Alright, let's try to put our little specular highlight on the laser. Bink, got it. Perfect. I'm so good at my job. We have a medium laser to do. We're actually going to black this one out right here just entirely. Because it doesn't actually go there. It should be rear facing. I'm going to black this one out too, but we're going to put a red dot on it. Let's see if our white dots are cured enough to take a little bit of blue. Get another dollop of that blue. I hate that I'm having to give these the PPC treatment, but Yeah, that worked really well. That worked really, really well. Let's do that. And now we want to clean up those interiors where we got the light blue on the rim. There we go. Make sure there's no blue on the outside. Grime, sin, and intolerance colored. Ah, yes. What color is intolerance? It's just milk, right? Lactose intolerant. It's cheese colored. Where's my cheese colored washes, you know? Okay, so Charger Boy. Charger is small lasers, and I do MechWarrior 4 colors on my lasers. So that is green for small, red for medium, and blue for large. Not saying any color is correct. I know there's like a currently established canon with MechWarrior Online and MechWarrior 5. But if you want purple lasers, give them purple lasers. If you want to just not even paint your lasers, don't do it. Don't let anyone tell you you can't have the colors you want. I paint them the color I want based on my headcanon. My headcanon revolves around the glorious days of playing MechWarrior 3 and MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries. I want a pop cat too. Redeem pop cat. Now, I do have the GW blue gemstone paint thing, but I won't replace it whenever the pot decides to self-destruct. That's fair. Okay, so next we need let's do the red laser. Let's get out our Mephiston red. And I'm just going to take it right out of the pot because I don't care. Just want to be done with these models. I'm gonna put a little bit right there. It's a little streak in the corner. Suck that little bit off. And we're going to do our tiny little specular highlight on the opposite corner. Boom. Very small little detail. It's very subtle, but we have a laser. Now we need to do the same for our green lasers. And I think to really sell our bright green, we're gonna go with a mix of Moot Green and War Boss because they're small enough. I'm not gonna do 2 layers of highlighting. Normally I would start with the War Boss green and take it through Moot Green into yellow, but they're so small. I'm just gonna do a single crescent and then it'll be good enough. At Country Fire Meetings, my only thing would be to paint within a system so all your smalls are the same color, large same color. But that's just me. I like having consistency. Rainbow that shit on your mix for all I care. Yeah, I'm kind of the same boat. Like I have a rule system that that I follow across my mix. And you know, I've had the discussions about like what color lasers are, but no one's ever been like, you painted that the wrong color. I generally find that once you're in the game day, once you're hanging out and playing Battletech with your friends, this is a game that is welcoming and inclusive, and like all that bullshit and gatekeeping goes away at the game table when you're playing Battletech. It's a game that's, I don't know. It's a fun spectacle that everybody's welcome at the table. And I think that's really helped by like the heavy RNG system. So like, it's so RNG heavy that who cares who wins? You know, it's a weird system. I saw a post on the Battletech subreddit today that was kind of expressing that same feeling, that like, other games make me want to try hard. They make me want to compete. They make me want to win. I couldn't give a shit less in Battletech. Could not care less at all. I'm here for the spectacle. I'm here to see what happens. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not occasionally upsetting to see like your main line mech immediately die turn one. Like, that really sucks. But like, you roll with it. Starting to use golden high flow fluorescence for my laser. Ooh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. It's good stuff. We need to clean up a little bit of our laser porting here. I spilled a little color on these, so we're going to get out just a little bit of duraluminum and clean up these lasers. But, you know, I think these boys are basically done. We're 2 hours in. I think what we're going to do now is we're going to do some... I want to add some little bits of flocking. I really like a little bit of flocking here. There's not much. The bases are like mostly metal with little patches of dirt on them. So we'll work within that framework. And I want to get another shot of our spicy guest palette for the video purposes. So one more filming session. And let's get the PVA glue out. The Battletech tabletop makes you want to know what happens when you go balls to the wall, run with it, and have fun. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Unlike Infinity, which like I want to play competitively and win, and it's just like the game itself is inherently competitive, just based on the structure of it. Like our game last night, I did nothing to your forces. I think you got a little hosed, to be honest, Nate. I think that Banshee had some heat management issues, and because I forgot to make the map, because I forgot to choose the map, you really got hosed with the like combined swamp and other stuff. You mark the front facing? Not yet. I'm going to towards the end. I think I'm going to do the little banners with the pilot names on them. All right, we just need that and this. And I'm going to break these into scale appropriate size bits. Remember, mechs are big. So while you're putting your flocking down, I urge you to consider that. Someone posted some mechs recently with some static grass from an alien world on the Discord, and it looked really good, but I think that's an exception rather than the rule. Static grass is not in scale for mechs. I mean, it'd be like 10-foot tall grass. Okay. We're going to want 2 pairs of tweezers. One for manipulation, one for pressing down. Maybe a toothpick. Let's get these set off to the side and those set off to the side. And our toothpick ready. And we're going to get out our lecherous guest palette. And we're going to drizzle white fluid on that exposed nipple. Directly on it. Of course. I'm a cretin. Alright, so let's pick one of these at first. We'll start with our Hollander here. Let's move these little bits to the side. Y'all probably can't see them. Yeah, you can still see them. Alright, so we're going to take our Hollander and we're going to work in a little bit of stuff, MacGuffins. So we'll take a piece of flock and we're going to dunk it in our goo. We're just going to put it down. That's it. Do the same with a different color. And we'll take the back of our tweezers and a little tappy-do. And I think that's basically it for this mech. Let's have that little piece too. And then this bigger piece as well. And that's it. And we'll let this boy sit off to the side. Let's do the same thing with our charger, I think. Why is my video so dark? Oh, the ISO setting's so low. Let's bring the ISO down and the aperture up. I just don't understand what's going on here. Like, my lighting from the front is really shitty lately. Let's try to bring these in. All right, there we go. Get a little piece of fluff, and we're gonna set it down. I'm gonna do another one. Bink, bonk. Let's get a little tiny speck of this other color. We try to keep our bushes in like groups of 3. Tends to not really read as a pattern so much. Even numbers really appear as more of a pattern to the human eye. Also babink. Hey, are y'all hearing the babink? Did I fix that where you hear it? Do I have the Discord open on the computer? I may not have it open. It should be. I can't tell. I did try to fix the stream that when you message me, it makes the babink noise, Discord notification noise on stream. All right, that's it for the charger. Same thing, Zeus just has a little bit of terrain on the front. So we're gonna grab a piece of the olive color and a piece of the green color. I'm gonna push those down. And then the Mauler has just the tiniest patch of dirt showing. So I think we're just gonna go for one little bush. We need to make a second one. We'll put a second one right next to it. There we go. These guys now have interesting bases with a little bit of variation on them. I think we'll put a third little speck on the Zeus base just to avoid that whole like looking like pears. And then this one, the Hollander, actually should probably have an extra little speck put on as well because there's a pear back here. this needs a little extra glue there, I think. That little bit is sticking up higher than I'd like. All right, let's get that speck maybe right here. And it's remarkable how much literal specks of flocking make. They really help sell the scale. If you put some 6mm scale little plants down, they work. I now has a kitty. She says meow. I like a kitty. All right. Thank you, lecherous titty lady. All right, where's that leave us? We're almost 2 hours in. Could I manage to do these banners? I think I could. I think I could do it. I'll at least do one of them on stream. All that's left for these guys technically now is to do the varnish coat, which I'm going to use Winsor & Newton. Here, I'll show you all the container. I'm going to use Winsor & Newton matte UV varnish. This stuff shoots really well out of the airbrush, and it seals the models nice and flat. It's got a really nice, almost tactile coating to it. It's almost feels rubberized. So let's try to do. Who's going to be the easiest banner to paint? Well, you know what? We're not going to worry about that right away. We're going to dig in with the paint and just start them up. We're going to go with a little Xandri dust. And this is just one of my personal favorite ways of marking up the front marking of the bases. What's this on your free time Thursday? Yeah, that is true. Well, I needed to finish the models. So I am working on my day off, but I was just stating, or at least kind of half-assed talking about how I want to start streaming more and do more stuff during the day for y'all. It just hit me too that I don't use Xandri dust for this. Where is my Baylor Brown? Base facing the only thing left. That is correct. That is correct. We're going to use a little bit of Baylor Brown. A little bit of Baylor Brown. A little bit of Baylor Brown. I forgot I don't use the Xandri dust. Xandri dust is kind of a weird color. It's like, it's super desaturated, so I don't favor it for stuff. All right. Boom. Let's back and forth this. Back to that. Just make sure chat is up to date. All right, let's take our Zeus and we're going to put in a rough banner shape. And I like to do where it's like a little bit of a rise in the middle. And it comes out to the other side. So it should have like a bit of a curve to it, but not much. Now we're just going to mark this whole thing out with Baylor Brown for now. We'll go over all the mechs first before doing a second layer of highlights on this. And we got to think here that we're going to be doing there's going to be a pilot name written on this, so we want to give ourselves enough room to write. So it takes up most of the front facing. All right. So you're gonna make this curvy shape. It's okay that it's rough. And then you can come down underneath and you're gonna do like the two little ends of the paper, the little tassely things on either side. Just like that and like that. Boom. There's one. We're gonna do this for all of the bases. And then we'll go back in and we'll shade them a little bit, and then we'll take a really thin black paint and write the name. I do first initial and then last name, and I think I'm really gonna struggle with at least one of these pilots has a really long name. But we're gonna try. We're gonna go for it. It's a bit of a mistake there. Let's correct that real quick. All right, excellent. Do the little tassely bits at the end of the ribbon. Those will get brought out more when we hit them with the highlight. My Xandri dust does make for an excellent dry brush color. Yeah, I think that's correct. Iron Element said, I was tired and lazy today, decided to call that Reaper model finish spray varnish and pulled off the paint handle. Fuck yeah, dude. It looked to me. And, you know, it's a reminder that art is done when you say it's done. Fuck the haters. Fuck the critics. You know, I see plenty of stuff in fine art studios and galleries that is just like, looks extremely unfinished. It's done when you say it is, my guy. And it does look fantastic. I look forward to your next foray into some kind of display try-hard stuff. Alright, let's do these little tassely bits. Alright. Let's move to the next. Now this is an air color too, so I didn't thin it. Let's just paint this down. That rough shape in. That's all we're worried about here. Very rough shape. All right. Put the little tassely bits on. And the same over here. Little tassely bits. There we go. So, from here, I want my Ushtabi bone. No additional blending done. No, I don't think you needed it. I still maintain. I don't think you needed it. The only spot I saw that could have used blending was the cloaks, because it looks like shiny and plasticky, and then come to find out that that's what you were going for. It's perfect. All right. So we're going to get a little Ushtabi bone. We're going to do another little dunk of our Baylor Brown just to have a nice fresh puddle here. And make sure to clean the tip really nice so you don't contaminate your paint. We're also going to get a little bit of Ushtabi bone. Ushtabi boner. And what we're going to do is we're going to get out a different size brush. I'm going to use this nice little 3.0 brush. I'm going to go back to doing what we were working on before, kind of. Alright, so we're going to quickly smear a whole bunch of Baylor Brown down. Like really fast as you can manage. Really important. This will not only like make the middle a little stronger pigmented, but it needs to be, you know, a bunch of it down. Then we'll take some Ushtabi bone and we're going to blend it out into our wet paint. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Take some Ushtabi bone, a nice generous puddle of it. We're going to start blending it outwards. I'm kind of pulling it from the top of the puddle and I'm working it into the wet Baylor Brown. And just like that, bam. Instant effect. Looks great. We'll take a little bit of our Ushtabi bone and we're going to paint onto our little tassely bits, but leave a gap of Baylor Brown. And that's it. We don't need any more detail than that because we're going to have writing on it. All right, next. Him be wet blending like a Sam Lens? No. Not even close. But let's walk through it again. Very quick. Apply this shit. I mean, you could thin this paint a little bit more and make it work. All right, let's get our Baylor down as pretty thick and as quick as possible. And then the thing is, we want like a glob of this stuff, basically. I mean, it's tiny scale, but you do want a nice puddle of the stuff here. All right, and then you pull from the top. If you push too hard into your puddle here, like I just did, it's just gonna blend it in. So now we gotta get a little bit more of our Ushtabi bone and work it back in the end. You need enough there that you can pull off the top. There you go. Bam. And now, because I took so long, my my Baylor Brown on the other side's already dry. So big old bubble of this stuff. There you go. We're gonna pull it down. Pull it across, I guess is more accurate. We pull it across the other color and we push it in. Yes, yes. It is extra thick. Now, this is chunky paint and would not be acceptable on like detailed parts, but for this little base, like bam, boom, it looks like a little banner. Learning our lessons from the last one. Let's just work one side of this at a time. I'm going to paint half of it in Baylor Brown and get a nice bubble of our Ushtabi bone and pull it across the wet paint, applying a little bit more pressure and extra passes on each little swipe. Same deal. Baylor Brown, whole bunch of it. Take our Ushtabi bone. I don't think it's enough. A little extra. Pull across the top of it. It's really important to maintain the full strength Ushtabi bone at the end to maintain your highlight. We'll pick these out. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, who's next? Just Zeusy boy. Same deal. Zap. Get our bubble. Pull it across. Salute the sun. Let me double check that ain't my friend arriving early. Okay. Because my house is decidedly not ready. I got some dishes to do. And a little bit of trash to take out. Alright, there we go. We got our fellers banners ready. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna use ink. We're gonna use like proper ink to write these names. And I need my finest, sharpest brush to do this. Is that gonna be this thing, maybe? I have this little broken eye spotter, but it's only a 5.0. What is my tiniest brush? Will you work? I do have this ancient detail brush from Games Workshop. That might be the one. Okay. I need to refer to my own Discord post about these mechs. And let's get the names. 209, I think we're making fantastic time. Where did I post these guys? Was it in Battletech? No. Was it in 3D printing? Was it in 3D printing? Shit, where's it at? How long ago did I post those? Was it in general? Oh my god, the babinks. Where did I post these damn things? Hobby Corner? I should have just sent it to myself. Is it up in... Oh, it's in... Okay, never mind. I found it. It's in Battletech. Alright, so... they're all pretty simple. My pilots are Jared Sklavin in the Charger, Radovan Mugo in the Mauler, Nata Dubilas in the Hollander, and Evangelina Sharov in the Zeus. Those will all be pretty easy. So let's start with Jay Sklavin in the Charger. Alright. We're going to use some Higgins Black Magic waterproof India ink. I don't think it's India ink. I think it's just ink. Kundalina, Czech Hanks, Grognard, and Gunnar. No. Oi, Howdy Corn. I like that you're telling me to look up at the chat, and I never do. If only I could actually hear the babinks in my ears. Alright, so Charger is going to be Jay Sklavin. So we're going to take our ink, and this is proper, like, autographic ink. It is not paint. So what we're just going to get in here, let's make this real zoomed in for y'all. Boom, all the way in. I'm not filming this, so let's just try to work with the camera here. All right, just real carefully. It's going to be a J with a dot. And then that's 3, 5, 8 letters. So, got to keep them kind of tight. S, C, L, A. Need a dip. Need a new dip. A, V, E, N, J Sclaven. J Sclaven. Sclaven. The L is a little hard to read. That's good enough. I mean, the L is really fucked up. We're gonna correct our L. Holy shit, that stuff tastes bad. Let's correct our L with a different brush. Doesn't that ink go weird on the paint? I don't know. I don't think so. It's waterproof. I don't know about it. Now, one thing I do know that eats into acrylic is Sharpie. So you don't want to get Sharpie on your acrylic paint jobs. All right, J Sclaven. Fuck, I just completely wrecked that L entirely. Let's paint over it in its entirety. White out. Boom. All right. Again. An L. A nice clean L. It's just gonna have to be a blob because my muscle memory just keeps doing the exact same stroke every time. Let's try to flatten out that bottom of the L a little bit. Good enough. I can live with it. I marked the underside of some bases that is unreadable now. I have not had any issues at all with this specific ink. So I don't know. I don't actually have an answer for that. All right, R Mugo in the Mauler. R Mugo. We're going to kind of put it closer to the middle. So R, M, it's a little big. I need to compress the kerning a little bit. R, Mugo. Mugo. Good enough. Who's next? Indubilis in the Hollander. Indubilis. So we're going to go kind of to the side here. In dot. D, U, B, I, I'm going to run out of space. Let's try to compress the A. A. S. It's legible enough. If the text on 1-year-old model is still good, it probably stays good. By that time, the marker's heavy. Okay, yeah. Marker does do weird stuff, though. Like, completely. I had a project, on one of my Infinity models, I was using the base as a template to trace around it with a Sharpie, and I got Sharpie all over the plastic rim of the base, and it ended up like continually pushing through the acrylic. And Evangelina Sharov in the Zeus. So we're gonna go for E dot Sharov, S H A new dip. I think this ink may be acrylic, or at least water-based. Because where I've been licking the brush is thinning it out. It's making the brush like perform weird. Okay, let's get that to kind of cure up, and I want to correct a few spots here. The R needs a hole in the middle. Mr. Motorcycle. Damn, Princeton brushes you use make a 20-0. Yeah, I did not get one in my last pack. I have a new set I haven't used, but this one only goes down to a 3-0, which isn't quite small enough for this. I do recommend using at least a 10-0 when doing this. All right, E. Sharov. There we go. These boys are, I mean, they're done, really. What's left to do? I'd spray them with the... Drink 2 or 3 bottles of it. If you don't get drunk, you can assume it's not alcohol-based. It's $6.50 on Amazon, but that's a tiny bristle. I wouldn't buy a single unless it's their, like, finer brands. One of the select sets... or maybe it's the real value. One of the value brush sets comes with a 20-0 in it for like $8. Yeah, I think that's where we're at, y'all. Let's get these boys out and showcase them for y'all. Mission accomplished. I'm gonna be playing a game with these lads in about 3.5 hours. So I think that's all I have today. It's a special Thursday stream. Out of the norm, Thursday's normally my de facto day off. Did we have anything shared that needs to be talked about? I don't think so. So yeah, thank y'all for coming through. I'm consistently surprised as of late that these daytime streams have been a good thing to do. So I think we're gonna work in the 12 o'clock stream as the regular thing here. I think editing streams may still stick in that like 6 p.m. The Tuesday TTRPG is still going to remain in its spot for now, but let's start doing these early day stuff. I think Wednesdays going forward are going to just be all day. So if you like the long form, catching like what's going on during a work day, expect some more. I got to just put more content out. So more streams. And we'll have a video coming out real soon. And right after that, I'm jumping right into another one. So without further ado, I am going to work on signing off. And doing so involves, firstly, reminding you that for as little as $1 a month, you can join up as a channel member with a fun little badge next to your name, access to biscuit-based emojis, as well as priority consideration for participation in the Tabletop Tuesday. That is right, the TTRPG Tuesday is intended to play with you kind subscribers. So if you want to get in on that, just let me know in the Discord. If you're not already on the Discord, click on the button on the link in the chat or down in the description to join up. We do a lot of hanging out over there, sharing and all that stuff. Holy moly!
Mako_Elios joins the Steak Biscuits.
Thank you so much, Mako Helios, for joining up as a steak biscuit. Your support is truly appreciated, and you're just in time to get your name in the credits of the next video. That's right, steak biscuit members, channel members, etc., get access to that in the video. So thank you so much. Again, all the proceeds go to making this possible. This is my day job, so thank y'all so much. As always, I want y'all to remember to be happy while you're painting, and of course to know that your participation here on Country Fried Minis makes me happy while I'm painting. Thank y'all so much, and I will catch you probably tomorrow, to be honest. Maybe an editing stream tomorrow night. Anyhow, toodaloo, see you laters. Bye-bye! This stream has been brought to you by viewers like you and Cafe Bustelo. Without such a fine coffee, I would not be able to function.